Ever wondered which thermal camera is worth it? Here are the top 9 options on Amazon with updated links in the description. Starting off the list at number 9, we have the HSF Tools Thermal Camera. And this is one of those devices that feels surprisingly practical once you start using it. It's compact, easy to carry around, and simple enough for beginners who just want to check for heat loss, electrical issues, or even hidden water leaks without dealing with complicated settings. The dual camera setup makes the image easier to understand compared to cheaper thermal models that only show blurry heat spots, so you can actually tell what you're looking at right away. It's especially useful for homeowners, DIY repairs, garage work, or even checking overheating components around the house before they become expensive problems. The built-in screen is bright and responsive, and the rechargeable design makes it convenient for quick inspections without needing extra accessories. It may not be aimed at high-end industrial use, but for everyday troubleshooting and occasional professional tasks, it delivers a really solid balance between price, usability, and performance, which is why it earns the number 9 spot on this list. Coming in at number 8, we have the Acumem's GT24S, and this one feels much closer to the kind of thermal camera you'd expect professionals to carry on job sites. The pistol grip design makes it comfortable to use during longer inspections, especially if you're checking electrical panels, HVAC systems, engines, or large areas around a property. What really helps here is the sharper thermal resolution combined with a wide temperature range, because it gives you clearer hot and cold spots without forcing you to guess what's happening. It's the kind of tool that can save time when diagnosing overheating wires or tracking down insulation problems before they turn into something expensive. The interface is straightforward, so even if you're new to thermal imaging, it doesn't feel intimidating. It's definitely bulkier than pocket-sized models, but that extra size also makes it feel more durable and easier to handle in real work environments. For people who want something reliable for regular maintenance, repairs, or inspection work, this is a very capable option that comfortably earns its place at number 8. If you're enjoying the video, subscribe. We post similar content every day. At number 7, we've got the Thermalmaster Thor-002, and this is the kind of thermal camera that immediately feels more serious the moment you pick it up. The design is rugged, the grip feels secure, and the larger display makes a huge difference when you're trying to spot temperature changes quickly without straining your eyes. It's especially useful for contractors, electricians, mechanics, or anyone regularly inspecting equipment where missing a hotspot could become a costly mistake later on. One thing people tend to appreciate with this model is how detailed the thermal image looks compared to entry-level options, because it helps you identify problems faster instead of wasting time second-guessing blurry readings. Whether you're checking HVAC systems, overloaded circuits, roof insulation, or machinery, it handles demanding tasks pretty comfortably. The included carrying case is also a nice touch if you move between job sites often. It's definitely more tool-oriented than beginner-focused, but if you want a dependable thermal camera that feels ready for real work instead of occasional use, this one absolutely deserves a place higher up in the ranking. Number 6 on this list is the Flagfront Thermal Camera, and this one stands out because it keeps things simple while still feeling capable enough for real troubleshooting work. If you've never used a thermal camera before, this is the type of model that's easy to figure out within minutes, which makes it a good fit for homeowners, DIY users, or even small repair businesses that don't want to spend a fortune on complicated equipment. The handheld design feels balanced and comfortable, especially when scanning walls, outlets, pipes, or vehicle components for temperature differences. One thing that helps a lot is the clear color contrast on the display, because it makes hotspots easier to notice without constantly adjusting settings. It's useful for finding insulation gaps, checking HVAC airflow, spotting overheating breakers, or even diagnosing electronics before they fail completely. While it's not designed for advanced industrial analysis, it covers the everyday jobs most people actually need surprisingly well. For the price, ease of use, and practical performance, it earns a very respectable place at number 6 in this ranking. Remember that all the links are in the description. You can compare prices and read customer reviews. Halfway through the list at number 5, we have the Foxwell RT280, and this one does a really nice job balancing professional style features with a price that still feels reasonable for most people. It has that sturdy handheld design that works great for garages, workshops, maintenance jobs, or even detailed home inspections where accuracy actually matters. The thermal image quality is sharp enough to clearly spot overheating circuits, engine problems, air leaks, or hidden moisture behind walls without spending forever trying to interpret the screen. The built-in laser pointer is also surprisingly useful because it helps you focus on exact areas quickly, especially when inspecting larger systems. Another thing people tend to like is how responsive the interface feels compared to cheaper thermal cameras that lag or freeze during scans. It's not the smallest option on this list. So portability isn't its biggest strength, but for users who care more about dependable performance and clearer diagnostics, that trade-off makes sense. Overall, it feels like a solid step up for anyone ready to move beyond entry-level thermal tools, which is why it comfortably lands at number 5. At number 4, we have the Topdon TC004 Mini, and this is a really good example of a thermal camera that manages to stay compact without feeling underpowered. A lot of smaller models sacrifice image quality or usability to save space, but this one still feels surprisingly capable, whether you're checking electrical systems, diagnosing car issues, or looking for heat leaks around the house. The lightweight design makes it easy to carry around all day, which is something you start appreciating fast if you're constantly moving between rooms, vehicles, or job sites. Another thing that stands out is how quickly it reacts when scanning different surfaces, so you don't get that frustrating delay some budget thermal cameras have. The grip feels comfortable, the controls are simple, and the screen gives enough detail to make troubleshooting much easier than using a basic infrared thermometer alone. It may not replace a high-end industrial thermal system, but for maintenance work, home inspections, HVAC checks, and general repair tasks, it offers a really practical mix of portability, clarity, and convenience that easily earns it the number 4 position on this list. Coming in at number 3, we have this handheld thermal camera with intelligent detection. And honestly, this is where the jump in overall performance becomes much more noticeable. Right away, the larger screen gives you a cleaner and more detailed view, which makes inspections feel faster and less frustrating, especially when you're trying to pinpoint small temperature changes in electrical systems or hidden leaks behind walls. It's the kind of tool that works really well for contractors, technicians, serious DIY users, or even property inspectors who need something reliable on a regular basis. The image clarity is strong enough to make hotspots stand out naturally instead of blending together, and that can save a lot of time when diagnosing problems. Another thing that helps is the compact horizontal design, because it feels easier to carry than bulkier industrial models, while still delivering solid results. It's probably more than casual users need for occasional home checks, but if you want a thermal camera that feels genuinely useful instead of gimmicky, this one absolutely deserves a top 3 spot in the ranking. In second place, we have the FLIR TG165-X, and this is one of those thermal cameras that instantly feels refined the moment you start using it. FLIR has been trusted in thermal imaging for years, and you can really notice that experience in how smooth and accurate this device feels during real inspections. Instead of just showing vague heat patterns, it gives you a much clearer idea of where temperature problems are actually coming from, which is incredibly useful for electricians, HVAC technicians, automotive diagnostics, and building inspections. The laser-assisted targeting also helps speed things up because you can quickly focus on the exact area you want to measure without wasting time scanning blindly. Another thing that stands out is how durable and lightweight it feels at the same time, making it practical for everyday professional use. It's definitely not the cheapest option on the list, but the reliability, image quality, and overall user experience make it worth considering if you want something dependable long-term. For people who need a thermal camera they can consistently trust on serious jobs, the FLIR's TG165-X absolutely earns its place near the very top of this ranking. And finally, taking the number 1 spot, we have the HSF Tools HF96. And this feels like the thermal camera that brings together almost everything most users actually want in one package. It delivers the kind of image clarity that makes inspections quicker and more confident, whether you're dealing with electrical diagnostics, HVAC systems, automotive repairs, insulation problems, or general maintenance work. What really helps this model stand out is how balanced it feels overall. It's powerful enough for serious troubleshooting, but still simple enough that you don't feel buried under complicated menus or settings every time you turn it on. The larger display makes temperature differences easier to interpret at a glance, which can save a huge amount of time during real jobs. It also feels durable in the hand without becoming too bulky to carry around comfortably throughout the day. While there are more expensive industrial thermal cameras out there, this one hits a really impressive middle ground between performance, usability, and value. For most people looking for a dependable thermal camera that can handle both professional tasks and everyday problem solving, the HSF Tools HF96 easily stands out as the most complete option on this list.